Welcome back to Let's Play System Shock 2. Slight vagueness. I realize I said the video would end after the training. I meant these training things, not the pick your 3 years of training.
Here's where you make your choice, soldier. Here's where you enlist in one of the 3 branches of the military. Once you decide on your branch of service, there's no going back. The shuttle will take you to a UNN orbital space station, where you'll receive a briefing regarding your yearly postings. Good luck.
I mean, I would do it right before this thing, since this is part of the game and not actually the little tutorial back there. But here we go. I said I'd be going with the psionics, so that's OSA. Navy and Marines are fun. I've got nothing against them. I usually play them, but have not tried a full psionic before. Woohoo! Fox in space! And the world was never the same again. You'd think they'd have learned. They let foxes into Australia and they took over. Don't let them into space. Year 1. Pressurized portal. You know, that out there has been my one complaint with oftentimes older games, is due to hardware limitations. You can tell that space or the sky is literally a flat texture on the inside of a large spherical model. It can actually be quite unnerving if textures ever glitch. There was another space game I played, X. Well, I went back and played X. It was after X3 Terran Conflict had came out. But the original X game, alt-tabbing in and out of the game could cause texture glitches. I managed to cause the space texture to glitch. It plastered a glitched, horribly distorted texture all around the sphere. And it kind of made me very nauseous, because I had to fly to a station to save after that, and it was just very unnerving.
The OSA welcomes you to Orbital Station Chunlo. Ready yourself to feel the limitations of your mind slipping away. We will guide your path over the next 4 years. The shuttle bays at the center of the station will ferry you to your next stage of growth. When you've chosen, head into the appropriate shuttle bay. Get ready to learn things you've never imagined.
But yeah, it's just I've found interest in that certain things can cause certain sorts of sensory reaction in people like that. Also, I love seeing how gaming has developed and worked around the hardware and software restraints of their respective eras. Before going into my current field of college, I really wanted to be into game design, so I have a bit of a hobby of noticing weird things. Again, I do that in life. Moving on. Okay, so this is where I have to pick one of 3.
The sensory deprivation tanks aboard the TOS Shaoling await you. There you will spend a solitary year focused in a meditation on motion and sound, and how they may serve your will.
Yeah. So you spend a year in a deprivation tank. Oh, wait, it says what I get.
The sensory
Tier
deprivation tanks aboard the TOS Shaoling await you. There you will spend a solitary year focused in a meditation on motion and sound, and how they may serve your will.
Did not mean to replay that, sorry. I was in... Well, the text at the top of the screen vanished. Each one will read off the stats respective to it at the top of the screen, and I can't wait until the speaker stops to read it off to you because the text vanishes.
The sensory deprivation tanks aboard the TOS Runang await you. A year in meditation on the nature of matter will grant you power over it. The sensory deprivation tanks aboard the TOS Chulun are modulated for your training. You shall spend a year in contemplation of mass, both yours and that of objects, until you can bend them to your intentions.
So I seem to have a choice between psychoreflective screen, psychokinetic redirection, and I think cyber affinity.
The sensory deprivation tanks aboard the TOS Shaoling await you. There you will
Cyber
spend a
affinity.
solitary year
Sorry,
focused in
I'll
a
wait.
meditation on motion and sound and how they may serve your will.
Okay. One is just armor, basically. One lets me grab items at a distance. One gives me more hacking ability through psionics. It'd be nice if I could read the actually read the descriptions. The armor one's nice, that one's nice, but let's go with this one.
The sensory deprivation tanks aboard the TOS Shaoling await you.
Woohoo! Because they told us we'd go to the space station for training, and when you get there, they send you somewhere else. Outsourcing at its finest. 15th February 2112. 4 years in the tanks of the Shaoling is finished. Your will has grown. Your mind can freeze your foes in their tracks, and you can attune your mind to the inner workings of machines. Second-tier disciplines are within your grasp. You can now take your skills into the pit. Into the field to pit them against your enemies. Our enemies? Who is our? You've mastered level 2 psi disciplines, cryokinesis, and psychogenic cyber affinity. And apparently jumping. That wasn't me. Huh. I also saw something up there in that window. Okay. Oh, we're haunted.
Your body has been neglected in your training of your mind. On Io, you will find soldiers who wish to test their endurance. You will surpass their physical prowess without compromising your mental discipline.
+2 endurance.
Dr. Chandris Valan's research labs have produced many of this decade's advances in psionic technique. You shall spend a year serving his genius, learning to understand his insights and whims.
+1 research.
Sifting the thoughts of treachery and disloyalty from the morass of emotion and internal conflict that fill most mundanes can be disquieting. You shall spend a year building the general strength of your mind, while learning how to probe the thoughts of the less capable without losing yourself.
+2 psionic ability. So all three of these choices could be useful. One research is minimally required for some stuff. 2 endurance would give me more health, and 2 psionic skill would also be useful. I cannot quote whether 2 skill points or 1 skill point comes out ahead or not later. Point-wise, I'd be inclined to grab research, but I think I'll get a level up before then. So I'm going to go with the +2 psionics.
Sifting the thoughts of treachery and disloyalty from the morass of emotion and internal
my reasoning being that I tend to play avoidance enough that the little bit of extra hit points won't be as big of a boost as the psionic ability. 23rd of February 2113. Your time of service on the OCA Central Core has reached its end. For your year. Did I say 4 last time? Your year was mostly peaceful with one major exception. The hired assassin tried to disguise her intentions under a layer of quite explicit daydreams. But you were not deceived. Near the end, you felt the presence of her fading thoughts enter your own mind and then vanish like clearing mist. And then you jumped back into the place you started from.
Many threats to security can only be defeated from inside. Your mind shall be carefully blanked and conditioned with the nature and past of a criminal. Join with the criminal and rebellious. Endure their squalor and chaos, and then, when it is time, liquidate them from within. In the grand scheme, individuals are no more important than pieces on a game board.
Ouch.
Occasionally, it becomes necessary to remove a piece without disturbing the flow of the game. These removals will be done in silence and with complete secrecy. You shall spend a year learning these skills.
These do not sound like good careers so far. The first one is a spy in criminal organizations, a hired assassin.
Acts of political terrorism and corporate coercion disturb corporate and political stability. You shall spend a year battling these chaotic elements, both psionically and by physical force.
Okay, all three of them give +1 to strength, 1 to agility, and 1 to cyber affinity, the difference being the associated skill. Of these three, which I can't remember the first two's names, because by the time she stops talking, my memory has faded. This one gives me a speed boost, which will be useful for, running away. I'm going to run past the other two real quick just to remind myself what they were.
In the grand
reflex
scheme,
dampening,
many
electron
threats to
tampering.
security.
Okay.
Acts of political terrorism and corporate
I'll explain in a
coercion
minute.
disturb corporate...
Okay, this one gives me a speed boost. The other ones would have either let me time out cameras quicker or, I believe, make enemies calm down a little. The agility one is the most useful of those three in my case. I know I said I've not used a psionic character before, but I have. I did read a little bit earlier on what the starting skills were, because the names of the psionic skills are not very explanatory. But yeah, 9th February 2114. You are directed to return to Station 74/34A. Your year with the OSA Central Core has reached its conclusion. You learned the ways of lifting secrets from the minds of enemies and disarming their devices. But when it came time to act, speed, both natural and mentally enhanced, was critical. You've gained 1 strength, 1 agility, 1 cybernetic affinity, and mastered psychogenic agility. Moving on. Ooh. I'm going to let you read that. Looks like somebody's being reassigned.
Shuttle A-138. You have clearance for landing on the Von Braun in Shuttle Bay 2. Welcome aboard, soldier.
5 months later. Oof. What have I been doing for 5 months? What have I been doing for 4 years? Better preview. Whoa. Whoa. Am I looking out of security? Worm. 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 That is not a fun sight. Oh.
Reinitializing memory streams. Restoring patient memory. Restoring memory. Restoring memory.
Oh, great. So I'm going to start with Amnesia, huh? Didn't I just play Amnesia? Go back to your own game.
Steady yourself, soldier. This is Dr. Janice Polito of the Computer Ops Staff of the Von Braun. You're safe for the time being. You're recovering from the effects of surgery and will be unable to remember any of the events of the last few weeks. You're on board the starship Von Braun and something's gone very, very wrong. Some kind of force has hijacked this ship. That's why you volunteered to be implanted with some experimental cybernetic implants. Rely on your cyber interface. It just might save your life. You must find an elevator and come up to Deck 4 to meet me. Deck 4. Can you remember that? But keep your eyes open. They're after us both now.
It appears they cut off his ears. That is not a good way to start the day.
Watch out. I'm getting strange readings from that radar dish outside the window. It's become unstable due to... Move! Take cover!
Oh, that doesn't sound good. That doesn't.
Critical decompression hazard in the cryo recovery suite. Evacuate immediately.
Okay, yeah, we're about the 15-minute mark. I'm going to call this episode, and I will start recording again. See you next time.